I've been on my grind, I've been on my grind. Every single night, every day, yes, every day. Every day, I gotta go hard. I've been on my grind, I've been on my grind. Every single night, every day, yes, every day. Every day, I gotta go hard. Go hard, man, go hard. Go hard, man, go hard. Go hard, man, go hard. Every day. Go. I've been on my grind, I've been on my grind. I've been pushing rhymes, I've been trying to get your message in my mind. I've been getting better, reading through those lines. Holy scripture say you seek me, then you'll find me with some time. I'm a train to get that goal, aim to hit that, get that in my soul. Ready to get that soul, when you're ready to rip that, go ahead and spit that flow. Dedicated to the mission, I just wanna be efficient and a better serve a Christian. To fulfill your every vision, every purpose I've been given to fulfill it. I have ambition, just put me in position. Lord, fill me with your spirit to deter the opposition. Keep me focused on your vision and your voice so I can hear it. When you tell me represent it, all I do is get it, yeah. I've been on my grind, I've been on my grind. Every single night, every day, yes, every day. Every day, I gotta go hard. I've been on my grind, I've been on my grind. Every single night, every day, yes, every day. Every day, I gotta go hard. Go hard, man, go hard. Go hard, man, go hard. Go hard, man, go hard. Every day. Go. A real grinder taking good knowledge, soaking wisdom to get polished. They don't understand you do it by the hour. Praying to your God when no one's around you. Storing up the stuff so you can prosper. So you apply every day, repent. Grinding, no breaks, using your gift. Cause your boy already had a grind. Put my focus on him and now I shine. Like the sun, but now I'm going through the sun. Studios and show to show that he the one. Accept my calling, now I'm preaching to the young. They see this coming, God, but look what I become. A long way, but still got a far run. Push through the pain, cause that's what make me strong. Even when no air is going through my lungs. Position me now, rubbing shoulders with the stars. I don't really mean to bogart, but with my guy, yeah, I really go hard. I'ma go hard. Yeah. I've been on my grind, I've been on my grind. Every single night, every day, yes, every day. Every day, I gotta go hard. I've been on my grind, I've been on my grind. Every single night, every day.
We'd like to thank y'all for bobbing in to tuning in with the Real Spill. We are the Vassies. Mike on? Mike out here. We are the Vassies.
And this your boy, Reverend Terry Amani.
Pretty boy in the building. We got the Clevelands and we got the Vassies. But nah, hey, today we got a topic that's gonna blow y'all mind. It's gonna blow y'all mind, you know. Today's topic is going to be over what do you do when you are stressed to the max? Not as a regular person, what do you do as a saved person? Is there a supposed to do thing? Is there what is this we supposed to do? What do you do first? What do you do when you get to the point where you just at your max, you want to throw in the towel? Tonight we heard a sermon. You can make me cry, but you can't make me quit. You know what I'm saying? So what do y'all do when y'all at your max? I'm gonna let this mic go.
What I do, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a big old cry. I cry. Sometimes that's how you gotta. I'm emotional too sometimes, and
how you gotta express yourself. Sometimes you know how people say go off to yourself, and you sometimes you gotta cry. Sometimes you gotta talk to yourself. Sometimes you gotta just be by yourself and call on God too at the same time.
Isolate myself away from everybody here. Zone out. Ask myself, what would I do in this particular matter? What should I do? How would I do it? That's right. What about you?
What I do, be quiet, get in my car, ride down the street, turn on my church music. Tears come down and talk to God, and sometimes I'm gonna have to call somebody. Hey, I'm gonna vent to somebody. I'm gonna call somebody. Hey, you gonna listen to me? You gonna hear me out? You gonna hear this? But really, what I do is pray and ask God, why I'm going through the things I'm going through. You know, when I feel like giving. When I feel like throwing in a towel, man, in that season of my life, when I was going through my storm,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was like, hey, I'm done with this preaching. I'm done with church, period. And I told my brother, Jesse Vassey, and I told Reverend Jeremiah, I said, man, I need a sabbatical. And they were like, you need a sabbatical for what? The man said, for me to work on me because I was hurt. I was just destroyed. But once I got into the church house, sit down, God started speaking to me. And when God starts speaking to you, and you can say that when you, as a preacher and anybody, true believer, and you know your calling on your life, you can't stop preaching or teaching God's word. When you go through the storm in your life, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna slobber, I'm gonna snort boogers. I'm just gonna let you know that, hey, because that's how they say a real man cry.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna call my brother. We're gonna talk about it 2-3 times, maybe 4-5 times. Then I'm gonna be good. You know.
Yeah, that's it, man. I really don't. When I get to my max, man, I'm like, brother Lance, I go off by myself. I don't talk too much to many people about my situations I deal with because throughout my life, most of the people that I talk to about problems that I have talked to about, they utilize them against me. You know what I'm saying? They take it when they are mad. They take them and try to make it like your downfall is you. Your mistakes are not you. Your mistakes are not you. You know, when you get to where you are exploded and you feel like you want to give up, most of the times it's not a mistake that you done. I'm gonna say sometimes it's a mistake that you done. Sometimes it's because you're fed up with your surroundings, your circumference. You dig what I'm saying? And tonight we heard a message. This young guy, what was his name? You can make you cry, but you can't make me feel. What was his name? To preach that?
Reverend Justin Carrier.
Reverend Justin Carey. Shout out to Reverend Justin Carey. He preached that, and it stuck with me. And he was talking about weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. But check this out. We get to a point where we be wanting to give up. We want to give in. Now look, weeping, when we cry, the preacher tonight said it's a release form.
Yeah.
It's a form of crying, a form of seeking out, reaching out. When you are crying out, it said, God, hear my cry in Proverbs. Hear my cry. Put your ear to my lips. It's what the word was saying. But when you are crying and you are going through things and you feel like that the things are rough or there is no ending to this situation, that means that a breakthrough is coming. Woo. So when you feel this way, like I said, I don't have all the time to talk to people. My parents would tell you I don't really talk to people about my inner, in myself, because I feel like that if I'm a man, I have to figure out. I don't want to put my burdens onto my parents, onto my wife, onto everybody around me. So I keep them within, and I don't want it to where now you're pondering on me.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready to give up, and now you're pondering on me because I done told you I'm ready to give up in the situation because I'm ready to give up. Now you ready to give up because of my situation because you can't help my situation and you want to help. So I keep it bottled in, and sometimes that it don't work. I go to places by myself, and this is the real spill. We spill everything out, and I release and I cry. Tonight was a good message. And then the other preacher preached, what was his name, Doc?
Reverend Michael Robinson.
Reverend Michael Robinson. He also talked about remember me when the guy on the cross that was next to Jesus, and he said, God, remember me in your kingdom when the kingdom is to come. But he said, Jesus told him, he said, no, thou shalt see me in paradise. And then I understood, look. That he cried out. If the man wouldn't have cried out to God, to Jesus, if the man wouldn't have cried out to Jesus and seeked to be where Jesus was. Now, when you are going through a state of a situation or going through problems and you release that frustration by a cry to get help, a cry is a release for help. But some of us, we don't get in a release state of help. We're crying to try to take control. We want to take control of situations when you can't control this. This body is controlled by spirit. Spirit. I ain't mean to preach. I don't want to preach, but I don't have nobody to release to. And when I get to where I'm about to explode, I'll go cry. That's why I brought up the message. But the same thing. See, if you look, the person, you may say, I have somebody, but in my thing, I have my feeling, my state of mind. Mm-hmm. I don't feel you can handle. I don't go to people because you may not handle what I can release on you.
And then everybody might not have that right answer that you're looking for. That's why they say do call on God, because he going to reveal whatever it is. Like, whatever you're going through, he going to fix the situation. He going to show you to go this way, go left instead of going right. He going to show you to go up instead of down. Then
I got a question.
Come on, Doc.
But, okay, say, you know what I'm saying, you stressed. Are you supposed to go to your spouse?
God said, come to me with all your care. No, when you come, when these people cried out in the Bible to God, they left it with God. They didn't go. Jesus, when he went up into a mountain, and he cried and he prayed, and sweats like blood came out of his head. He didn't go back and tell the disciples, "Hey, look, I just had a situation. I cried out." He let it go. But that's what we got to understand. When you cry out and you in a place where you feel like you're going to give up and you cry out for release. Now, if you're crying out and you're just wanting attention, it's a difference. But when you're crying out for release, that's a difference. When you cry out for that release, it's there. You released it.
But what if your stress is coming from you and you want to talk to your spouse?
What if your stress coming from? You can't talk to what it's coming from. You can't go to the situation thinking you gonna fix the situation. Woo! You can't fix it.
But talk, I'm saying you talking to them.
Look, check me and my wife.
as far as in a marriage, I see what you're saying.
But
I believe, like you said, you should at least give it to God first, so God know the situation. But then you come to your mate, and then you kind of talk it over and kind of get an understanding between between the relationship.
If there's no understanding.
Look,
Me, I'ma just be real. If
Look.
we into it and you stressing me and I'm letting you know it's you
this is
stressing
the
me,
OG call.
I'm
What
gonna
OGs
let you
always
know.
say. But check this. What OGs always say. What's already understood don't have to be explained. I don't have to explain to you that I already released the frustration about you. Let it go. Look, it was. I was just about to say when we was talking this morning, me and my wife, she woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I ain't gonna tell nobody else. But yes, look.
I wake up on the wrong side of the bed every day.
Look. And then, but look, I'm like, maybe I should just tell her. God told me, no. Because I kept saying, Satan, I rebuke you. I come in here, when I come in my little comfort zone, this is why I'm at. I'm praying. This is why I do it. I came in here while she going on, you know, we got our attention that it's telling, you know what I'm saying? And I said, Satan, I rebuke you. I said, God, should I do it? Tell her the situation that is triggering me to be angry? Or should I just let it go and let you handle it? God said, didn't you ask? You should receive. Didn't you say, Satan, I rebuke you? It said, resist the devil.
Yeah.
And he shall flee. Now, if you go back and antagonize the situation, trying to bring up something that you cannot even fix, because you can't make nothing happen. Without God's permission, everything is rolled out. So you saying something ain't gonna do nothing but spark more fire to the situation. Sometimes it's best to just L-I-G it. Let it go.
Yeah. Let it go.
Go ahead, get in the mic. Nah, go ahead. Come on. Speak your mind, though.
You won't get antagonized.
I'm not gonna let it go. He already know that. I'm not gonna let it go.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Go.
I heard that. Yeah.
Look, you can't dwell if you try to move towards the future. You can't dwell in the past.
Whoa. That's deep. The future cannot dwell in the past, and the past can't dwell in. Why is that so? Let me tell you something. Let me show you. Look. What happened then occurred then, and it stayed then, and it's right there. What's to yesterday was yesterday. What's happening today should not carry on in from yesterday. That's the only way every day with Jesus is sweeter than the day before.
You know that song "Bag Lady" by Erica Badu? Yeah, you can't carry. You can't keep. You're not gonna be able to walk long as you carrying all these bags, all these worries, all this the old stuff.
Bags like that, right?
So sometimes, like he said, you gotta let it go.
But you trying to work. That's you trying to work it out. If you really want something to take, if you are a firm believer, you want something to take place and you want some action to occur, you gotta let it go and let God take place. Like, look, check this. You got something, Brent? Oh, I thought you had something. Go ahead.
Baby, we got to stop putting our hands in situations. When we let God, Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. Always acknowledge Him, He should direct your heart. Let it go. I know sometimes you want to have that talk, but sometimes you got to let things go. Because guess what? We put our hands involved in it. Guess what?
Then we mess it up.
We mess it up.
Because God already mixed it. Look, He in the mixing business. God in the mixing business. You can't get behind that pot and mix it up. Too much salt. Too much.
Say you let it go, but then lies steady popping up.
Look, you ain't let it go because you looking for something.
Not if the lie keep coming up.
But no, look, what I'm saying is sometimes you got to overlook things in order to see things out of what you're overlooking. When you overlook it, what I'm saying is you got to look at it from every angle. Like, say, okay, maybe this person lied to try to help me so I won't fall. But check this. And if you know that they're going to lie about the situation, why do you even ask? You already know that this situation is going to make this person lie. That's just like if I ask Reb Parker, I say, hey, Reb, you want to go down to Kansas City with me, boy? You know what I'm saying? We going tomorrow. I know he going to lie. and say, yeah, knowing he ain't going tomorrow. He ain't going tomorrow, you know? So why would I ask him? That's putting people in tight situations. They only saying that because they love you. He will only say he's going to go tomorrow because of the love he had for me. Not to hurt me. It's because he's like, I don't want to let him down. I'm going to tell him, yeah. And then maybe when the time goes, when it's time to leave, I got to break the news to him. I
Lies
can't
hurt
go.
more than the truth.
I remember
Just
when,
tell
look,
me the truth.
look.
I can respect the truth more than a lie.
I'm not telling nobody to lie. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not telling nobody to lie. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you're creating a lie when you're asking them about something that you know that they're going to lie about. You're forcing that person in a tight position. That's just like if you ask these, say, this is a good example. My brothers, they get out. Hey, bro, we just got into it with somebody. I need you to ride with us. Knowing in my heart, man, nigga, my brothers, I'm going to ride. But when the time comes to do it, I'm going to be like, hey, yeah, like, bro, this ain't me. And it wasn't me trying to lie. The love I have for them is wanting to help them. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, man, I can't do that. I love y'all. That's why I put myself in this situation. Why would you put me in a situation to go mob on somebody anyway, knowing that I do that?
You know, I'm not trying to get in that, but I learned this with women. Just tell them the truth, man. Hey, it's better just to tell them the truth. Let them be mad, sleep on the couch, get your doggy bag for the week, and just chill. Because guess what? You're not going to win that fight. I learned that, dog. You ain't winning that fight. You be back over there in the hood.
Hey, nah, that's for real.
I'm just being real, bro. Yeah. Just let it go, bro.
Hey, look, this is the honest God truth. I try to tell my wife everything so she won't have to hear it from nobody else. Every little thing I tell her, oh, you better watch so-and-so. She looked at me weird. She grabbed me too close or something, like, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't feel it. It wasn't no friendly hug. It was one of them, you know? I tell her everything. Oh, you better watch her. She tried to get my number. Or watch this or do that. I tell her everything so she won't have to look for me.
Because people put that stuff on Facebook. Girl, your man doing this. A sister, is that your man, sis?
Check, what's crazy, we just watched a Bizzle video today, right? And he was talking about how his children was agreeing to him being a snake because he snaked his family out by cheating and dogging out his wife. Yup, it said, he was basically saying, I snake my sons, I snake my ministry, I snake my mom, I snake my dad, all because I snake my wife. When you tell one lie, like you said, you gotta keep telling the lies. But then you gotta watch it too, because everybody you around is watching you tell this lie. Mm-hmm. And I was watching that video, I was like, dang, this is deep. How this man was saying, because his kids was agreeing with, like, when he was like, why you doing that? He said, hey, why y'all doing this? He said, the snake upstairs told me to do it. He was the snake. Because he slept with somebody else, beat his wife, told lies to his wife, all of that trickles down to everybody that's following. He was saying her friends was talking about him, all because he cheated.
And you got to watch that, especially in this world. If you know, they know, if your parents, your brother, anybody you know that's popular and got family in this in Galveston County area, watch it, because people watching everything you do. You can't even go nowhere. And see, one day I was riding in my car, riding in the Charger. That thing, you know, I'm getting home. Where you been? Who you with? Like, what? I heard you right here doing all this. People watching, go back and tell, bro. That's why I say you got to watch your surroundings, because guess what? We got some haters and some snakes out here don't want to see you happy. Because guess what? They trying to take your place. They want you to be miserable, because guess what? I have to learn that the grass is not green on the other side. You want to go somewhere, do this, sleep around, mess around. Guess what? I hate this real podcast. You gonna get that nut for a minute, like a squirrel want that nut, but guess what?
That squirrel going back home.
It's going back home. You don't get it for a minute. But I'm being real with you, man. I have to learn in this season, bro, of my life, man. God took some things out of my life for me to get myself together. Because anybody can tell you, I was a pretty boy. I was God gifted women, and that's what I like. Hey, but I had to realize that, man, that one woman who was down for you, gonna do for you, gonna ride from you to the end. Love that woman, because guess what? Got AIDS out here, gonorrhea, syphilis. Come on, if a woman get tired of you, she fed up with it, she gonna end up killing you.
And yeah, that's true. And then
Let her
check
go.
this out. Look, and I realized that Bizzle was saying everything was accounted or occurred all because of the man, the head of the house, whoever's that man. It triggered down on everybody. And it's crazy we talking about these things because this is a thing that'll make you feel like you want to give up. With somebody you marry, you're loyal to, you committed to, and they.
Or you feel like ain't nobody doing, everybody's going against you.
Yeah. Yes, when you going through this situation of relational cheating, you know, and man, everybody always say, this is the famous saying, ain't no relationship perfect. I'm against all of that. If you strive for your relationship to be perfect, it will be. If you cater to that person, man and or woman, as if that was you, that you don't want to be hurt, then it will be better. It will be perfect. It ain't no such thing as ain't no perfect relationship. But if you try, I used to see, look, I ain't never seen my grandpa and grandma, the Vassies, the CL and Addie Mae. I ain't never seen them cheat, do none of that stuff. That if they did, that was before the time of me. What I'm saying, what I'm about to talk about is what I see. These people, when they argued, they didn't even yell. Did they, Nate? They didn't even yell. Granddaddy would say, baby, maybe I made a mistake. Oh, honey, I might have made a mistake. He'd blame it on himself. Take the credit of him being wrong just so the situation can be better. But that's what happens when you're in a relationship and you wanting things to be perfect. You gotta sometimes you gotta quit making it like self. Even if the woman say you did something that she wrong, when it come out, God go, whatever happens in the dark should come to light. If she wrong, it's gonna come to the light. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but that right there, that's a good breaking point to where people will have, they will, I'm telling you, you will be broken behind somebody cheating on you, behind somebody going behind being a snake. This will hurt you.
Yeah,
But
it will. I'm telling you, it hurt you. It'll make you look different in life. And you know, especially when you close to someone's family.
yeah.
And you know that's your family, then that person go lie on you and he done this, he did this, he did this. Then you trying to defend yourself. Then they people look at you like, man, I don't want you to say nothing to me. Don't leave me. Don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to my family. Leave me alone. And you crushed because of lies that went out.
Man.
And that's what I say. Sometimes when you go through relationship problems with your spouse, I'm not gonna tell you. It's my big brother, but sometimes you gotta talk it out. Have tense moments of fellowship.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you can talk it out, but don't antagonize the problem.
Yeah.
Don't come at that person as if you're coming to them just for that situation. Come to work it out. Come and say, I'm going to look over these situations and things of that nature. What my boy, what's his name, Justin Carey?
Mm-hmm.
What he say? You made me cry, baby, but I ain't quitting. Look, I ain't quitting. You made me cry over these situations, but baby, we can't quit. I got faith the size of a mustard seed, and all I need to do is believe. I seen that, yeah, but that's for real. That dude said, you made me cry.
Yeah.
But you can't make me quit.
Can't.
And when you cry, you crying out. That's a release form. That's a state of form of help me. Help me. And that's what all of us need. We need help. We all are going through weeping stages in some point of time of our lives. But that boy said it tonight. He said, weeping may endure for a night, but what come in the morning?
Joy.
Joy.
And that Psalms 30 and 5.
I'm about to look at this definition of joy because they ain't
Listen to it. They not understanding it. They
ain't
sitting here like a calf on a leaf and don't understand what God is trying to tell them tonight.
Come on, Doc. I'm telling you, it says a feeling of great pleasure. Man, listen. Y'all done been pleasured before. Come on now. Oh, Doc. Come on.
Well, boy, you got too much. You got too much pleasure.
Before. It said that when you release, there's going to be joy. A feeling of pleasure. Great. Not just pleasure. Because you know you done had some dirty pleasure when it wasn't happy and it wasn't good.
It wasn't good, Reverend.
But now you get a feeling. When I say pleasure, I mean I'm talking about a great experience of happiness, a great experience of intensity where you can't sit down. I be getting happy. My wife be like, sit down. I can't sit down because the energy, the intensity that's going through my body is just jumping, it's jinging. I can't. That's how it be when you are under the rim
of God.
Woo. But that is a thing that will trigger you to go off. And same for the man. It's saying in the Bible. Mess with a man wife if you want to. Mess with a man wife if you want to.
Don't mess with my honey.
Hey, straight up,
Hey.
for real. Mess with a man wife if you want to. It's for real.
Don't mess with another man pudding. Don't mess with that pudding. That's
Your
not pudding.
name ain't Bill Cosby. You don't make pudding. Nah. But nah, that's for real, man.
Yeah, man.
But you know what, man? The thing that makes me feel like when I feel like I want to, I had felt like I want to give up, and it was just recently because I felt like things weren't laying out as I was wanting them to, but I was seeing them unfold, but not the way I wanted them to unfold. So I was questioning myself, not God. I'm questioning how I'm moving. So I had to step back. I stepped back because I started to question how I was moving. I had to see what God wanted me to do and how he wanted me to move. So, and once I started to see how, this is with everybody. Thank you, God, for the revelation. Once you see how God wants you to move, you step back, then you won't be in a state of mind of giving up. You will be just like Justin Carey, and you will be just crying and not quitting.
You gonna cry with anybody not even messing with you. Gonna cry because guess what? When the Holy Ghost is on you and God's anointing is on your life, it's just you can just be praising God, and guess what? Tears will come down your face.
That's it.
We got to start letting release. We got to release that cry unto God. It says, "Oh God, hear my cry, oh Lord." And God will hear your cry. Sometimes we say, God, you will not answer our call. Oh, God, you ain't answer my prayers, God. Because God is an on-time God. You got to wait. You got to fast. You got to pray and wait on God. Stop waiting on Poo-Poo Bam or Shanae to get. You got to wait on God.
And then
I feel good here tonight.
For real, Doc. Look, and then like you said, they said God may not come when you want him, but he's on time. See, when you crying and when you cry and it's a release state, then he comes. But if you're crying and you're not at a release state of form or a state of mind, how can he rescue you? Because you're still pondering on the things that has kept you trapped, that has kept you from getting the release sensation that is needed.
Man, I can tell y'all a story. Thank God. 2 guys, 3. Reverend Vassy, Reverend Jeremiah, and Reverend Carey. Man, these guys kept me. Man, I was crying like TKO. I was crying, Doc. Hey, I miss her. I want her back. Man, Justin, I used to go to work. Man, feeling bad. I called Carey. Carey say, Parker, Matthew 6:33. Seek the kingdom of God first. Him and Jeremiah. I'm like, man, these guys keep messing with me, man. I miss her. Man, but they say, when they start pouring out to my life and telling me this is what you need to do. You need to seek God first. And I said, man, one day I was riding down riding in my car going to work at 5:30 in the morning, and this song I Surrender All. And tears just rolled down my face, going to work, down 45, going to work. And I said, God, I surrendered it all, God. God, I can't handle it, God. God, I just feel like giving up. God, I don't want to preach no more. God, I don't want to do nothing. God, I just want to be left alone. I was in my depression stage of my life. And I tell people, when you feel like you won't give up, you have a real problem. And guess what you need to do? Some people say, we call on God. You can call on God. He's going to answer your prayers. He's an on-time God. But you also need to go get some help, bro, because...
What made y'all, not to cut you off, Doc, we got a question that I need to answer.
Okay.
Have y'all ever felt like y'all want to give up?
I had plenty of time,
Oh, yeah.
you know, but I didn't give up. I just left it alone and moved on to the next thing. If that didn't work out, moved on to the next one. That didn't work, moved on to the next one.
Straight
You know
up.
what I'm saying? Until I found something that's gonna work. You know, I was like, sure, boom, this worked. I'm gone. I'm taking off with this. Then once that start working, up on to the next one.
And that's really how it is.
But sometimes you got to come to your breaking point in your life. And you got to say, I got to love myself. Yeah. I got to focus on me. You can try to make people, everyone happy. But guess what? Sometimes you got to focus on you. Self-love. How can you love somebody? You don't even love yourself.
And then, like you said, you can't make everybody happy. Check this out. I was watching T.D. Jakes, and he broke down this word happy. Check out. Look, he broke it down. Happy is a Greek word that comes from hap. Something has to happen in order for you to have a feeling. But when you have joy, nothing has to happen. Nothing has to happen. Joy is within. I don't have to have Isha kiss me for me to be happy. Because I'm already filled with joy.
Ooh, God gave me a revelation.
Come on, Doc.
So, hey, God, I was working on a sermon off of Psalms 30 and 5. And
We're gonna have to. We're gonna give y'all some. I want to give it. Go ahead, so you can do yours.
God told me a song called 30 and 5, and the sermon subject was just hold on.
Hold on, look at it.
Hold on, because help is on the way. Man, and I'm telling you, next first Wednesday, y'all gonna hear that word, just hold on. I want Poop Poop, Bam Bam, Nuck Nuck, Lance, Nay, all y'all to be here, be on live to hear the word, because God have an unchanging word for you. Just hold on.
Hold on.
Y'all don't, the help is on the way.
Yep. Hey, but that's what God is trying to tell y'all. When you release by weeping,
Yes, sir.
you releasing all of that stuff that is trying to hold you, that is trying to trap you back. We was talking about the other day, those sleeps where you go to sleep and you try to wake up and you can't wake up. That's how it is. I'm talking about in a series on Wednesdays, Waking the Dead. Check this out. That's how it is when you are living in the spiritual realm and you're not woke. You're held down from all the burdens when you don't release from that, when you don't have a cry out. You're held down from all the stress, all the trials, all the tribulations, because there's no release date.
Boy, thank you. Man, and
When something fill up with no release, it builds up pressure.
What?
And it bursts.
Bruce.
Come on now.
Man, I was talking to this young lady the other day, and we was talking, and I'm, all
That
right.
boy sing.
I'm single. I ain't ready to mingle yet. I'm enjoying the single life. It's great. But I was talking to one of my friends, homegirls, and she was telling me, I'm not gonna say nothing. She was telling me like, man, Park, I'm tired, man. He picked me out of my house. Man, we got a house together. Picked me and my baby. We went back to my mama's house. And you know, sometimes you get like, man, if you tired of it, why you keep talking to the person? If you fed up with it, why is you dealing with it? Block him, put him on whatever you do, put him on child support, whatever you do. Leave him alone.
But Rev, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They know they got high blood pressure, but they eat pork.
Uh-huh.
They know they got high blood pressure, but they pour that salt on that doggone food.
Yeah.
Come on. Now look. They know they got sugar diabetes, but they steady eating sweets. Now they know that sin is the way, death
It's the wages of sin.
is the wages of sin, but they sin.
They sin.
Now, humanity is all backwards.
Yeah.
We do everything that can defile and destruct instead of progress and proceed.
Yeah.
Everything that will defile and destruct. But it comes to a point to where if you see,
Yeah.
you got to see. Before you become busted from all that weight and that pressure in that pipe, God is already showing you. He said, look, now you know that is cloggage down here at this pipe. You got poo-poo and ray-ray situations down there.
Yeah.
You got your situations down there. And not only that, you getting more situations because you carrying on the burden. All this stuff is blocking the flow of the holy water. This living water can't go through this pipe because you got so much that is clogging it. Now, I'm here to be your liquid Drano. Let me liquid Drano this stuff. This is what God is trying to say. I want to push all of this baggage, all of the trials, all the tribulations, everything that you are holding on, like Erykah Badu bag lady. I want you to let all of it go to the bus stop. I want you to let all of those bags that you are carrying, this weight, this dead weight, it's blocking. Now, look. Now, once I get through there like liquid drain, this is what God said. Once I get through there like liquid Drano and I clear all of that baggage, watch how clear the water get. Now, when our drain, I got a drain clogged up right now. And once the water come up, it's dirty water because what's all blocking it. But once that drain gets clean, once the drain get clean, all that fluid, everything that's blocking it, clear water can go. Nothing dirty. All clean. But we got to understand God is showing us that all of these things is about to take place. Because he said, first you had your situations. That was giving you less water flowage. It didn't let it go through. And then you put on mama situations. And then you put on daddy situations, and then you put on your wife, your husband. All of these situations is blocking it because you trying to carry the load. You can't let me flow through because you got so much blocking where I'm trying to flow through. Now, once you let me flow through and Lord. And then look, in the drains, check this out. When it's water and it's cloggage, check this. You start to get roots coming in. And when the roots come in the drain, you got bad damage. This is damage that can cost thousands of dollars because you got so much blockage right here. This food, now you got, because when food and stuff, even if it's cooked most of the time, you can, or say you cooking and you drop a bean down in there, in the drain. Now you got plants growing, and it's blocking more water. But God shows you all of this before it comes. You just ignoring it. You're ignoring it. You're ignoring it because you think you can handle the situation. You can't handle that situation. You can't fix what you don't. You're not a plumber. Jesse, you do music. Jesse, you do music. You don't do plumbing.
Better call you a plumber.
Come on now, Doc.
Gotta call a plumber.
Wow. Let me stop. I would have got to preaching, man.
Boy got preaching, boy.
I got to. But that's real. This baggage. We was talking about what would it take to make you burst, to make you feel like you want to give up. God shows you everything that is taken.
Lined up.
Come on now.
Lined up.
Lined up.
Man, lined up. And you just can't take heed of. You keep on trying to go back to broke situations. You kept on wanting to make things work. I want to make it work. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Then God showed you that for the last time that it's not meant to be.
Ooh.
Get your stuff and get out.
Get out.
Get out. Move on. Live your life. Be happy with yourself. Sometimes we don't let go and let God. Sometimes we try to make that person love us. Try to make that person be with us.
God ourselves.
Try to be him. But guess what? You ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself. You gonna cry.
Come on. You know what though? And all cries ain't cries of distress. It could be cries of praise. You releasing a praise. A praise has been released. Some of these cries. But man, hey, look, Justin, Reverend Carey, I thank you for that word and the old school preacher. Y'all touched me tonight. I love that. It carried on into our podcast. That's how you know that word hit me. All of the word tonight hit me because it carried on to what we needed to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Man, if y'all got any questions, y'all got any topics y'all want us to discuss, or if you are a minister or a deacon that would love to put in an input on the podcast, we got a email. The Real Spill is THA. The Real Spill Podcast at gmail.com. Come on now, y'all give us some emails and some questions and suggestions, and let us keep going. But we ain't gonna be on here too long. We thank y'all for vibing in with the Real Spill Podcast. We are the Vassies.
I'm your boy, Reverend Terry Hermione.
Reverend Pretty Boy.
Reverend Pretty Boy.
But now we ain't gonna be with y'all too long. We thank y'all. We thank everybody. Let's get some shout outs. Who was on the live? Come on, shout them out.
All right, shout out to, let's start from the beginning. Is it Drea Brown? Shout out to Drea Brown, Justin Carrier. Shout out to Rock of Praise Ministry and John Rogers. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you tune in again next Friday. And like he said, if you have any comments or anything like that, comment on there. If you have any questions, you can put that on there. And if you have any suggestions, you can email us.
At the Real Spill Podcast at gmail.com. Again, this podcast, I said December, starting in December, we're going to have it on Spotify, YouTube, and all those other social distributors. But we're going to wait until January. We're going to build up some more podcast segments, and we're going to have it streaming everywhere. Roku, all that. We're in a process of talking to these people from Roku and everything. So y'all stay with us. God is blessing us. We just talk about real things when it comes to the spirit. And we love you guys. Love y'all. Love y'all. Hey, y'all got something to say? Y'all got some shout outs y'all want to do, man? Shout out to Rock of Praise Ministry, my dad. Man, I just thank God for moving us down here. My little sister, her husband, Reverend Parker, my dad, and everybody that's been supporting D.L.I.D. D.L.I.D. Those of you who don't know, it's me and my wife. We are a gospel group. I thank y'all for supporting us for real, man. We appreciate it. And also, we got a show next Saturday in Galveston, Texas. D.L.I.D. do. I'm praying that all of us can come out. It's going to be lit. Kingdom Music going to be there. They really the ones doing it. Just come check it out. Saturday, Galveston. I'm going to be sharing it. Love y'all. Thank y'all. God bless. Any shout outs, y'all? You don't want to shout your home church out, man? Where you go to church at? Tell everybody check you out.
Yeah, I go to Greater Mount Macedonia Baptist Church. Pastor Xavier Hutchinson. Get a shout out to my boy. He was on here, Reverend Jeremiah Narcissus. That's it.
Amen. That's
Shout
a wrap.
out to my mama. She said this your mom, not your dad.
Shout out. Rock of Praise is mama and daddy. That's y'all ministry. The Vassies. But love you too, mama. We love y'all. We out of here. And shout out also to my boy Kamalzi. Y'all check out his music. His music is, they're sponsoring our podcast. His music will be aired on our podcast every time we're live.
Every single night. Every day. Yes, every day. Every day. I gotta go hard. Go hard, man.